Sword Rider, Transformers reviews and toy related chat. Sword Rider, Sword Rider.
Hello everyone, it is Sword Rider here, and I thought I'd do a quick catch-up video. Now, I haven't posted a video in a while, and I haven't been on Twitter or even Instagram half as much as I used to be, simply because real life's got in the way. Not only have I been doing a lot in my new home and preparing rooms for decoration, all that kind of stuff. My newish job now, been out 3 months, is pretty hard going at the moment. There's a lot on, and doing a fair bit of work from home and all that kind of stuff. So really, it's put this kind of stuff on the back burner. In addition, my son's now 18 months old, so he deserves a little bit more attention, especially when he's up. So, but I thought I'd do this video just as a little catch up, really, and just let you know what I've been up to from really toy wise. And I also had to discuss some of the topics, and I will do it quite briefly, that seem to be branding around some of the interweb sites and all that kind of stuff. Now, this isn't scripted or anything like that. I never script any of my videos, and to be honest, I do most of it in one take. But where should we start? I think we'll start with what I've been picking up lately and what I've been doing lately. So, I think you remember I did an unboxing video where I got, and my son is obsessed with this, keeps taking Lieutenant Ripley out of the Walker costume, but I got this. It's something I've wanted for a long time, and I never got round to doing, and it's not that, you might be noticing that I'm buying some non-Transformer toys, and it's not because I've lost faith with Transformers or anything like that, because I absolutely still love them, and they're definitely my number one toy love. But I think third parties ruined the scene a little bit for me, and I'll try and touch on that a little bit later. But let's focus on Miss Lieutenant Ripley first. So I picked up this, as I said in my unboxing video. I'm missing a few pieces, but it does the job, worth a lot of money. So I went rummaging in my loft, and these are something that I haven't seen the light of day in a long time. But I picked up, I found an Exomorph, and this is the one. I think it was either an Argos or an Index exclusive in the UK, I think. Don't quote me on that. But it was a 2-pack with a Predator. I've got the Predator somewhere, no idea where it is, but I think it's still at my mum and dad's. But I dug out the Alien, and I dug out my Kenner Alien Queen. Still in half decent nick. The jaws still shoot out, if they are a little loose. But yeah, I found those out. So those didn't cost me anything. Those have just been living in storage for God knows how many years. So I found those out. So that was almost like new toy. You remember I picked up a few M.A.S.K things. Now, some of you may have noticed, some of my close friends anyway, that I'm getting into M.A.S.K, and the reason why I'm getting into M.A.S.K is, number one, it's a toy line that I didn't actually get into when I was a kid. I got into a lot of the other transforming toys, and when I say the 80s were a lot about transforming things or robotic things. You had Transformers, you had GoBots, the obvious, Centurions, which were about combining what are humans with machines. You had Visionaries, which was still a transforming kind of thing because they changed into holograms. All of that kind of stuff. And M.A.S.K was one of the toy lines that I didn't actually get into. Even though I might have had one or two of the toys when I was little, it wasn't a cartoon that I watched. So I've been watching a few of them and looking at a few things on eBay, and I decided to pick a few of them up for a couple of reasons. Number one, curiosity. And number two, just something to restore. I've had a lot of fun recently restoring Transformers, and unfortunately I haven't got the time or effort to try and repair parts, strip them down, because there's a lot of moving parts in a Transformer. Even some of the G1s are a little bit difficult to put back together. Getaway, for example, I stripped him down, and it was a nightmare to try and put him back together. But these are pretty simple. So what I've done is I've picked up a few of them, and I've restored them, cleaned them in hot soapy water, removed all the old stickers, replaced them with some reproduction stickers. So I think this one's called Piranha, I think it is. Obviously, Mr. Mayhem there is missing his mask, but I've restored that. I need to get a chrome pen from Amazon, but the stickers look great. It's in a lot better condition than it was. Some parts are still a little bit loose, but yeah, it's just completely fallen apart in hand. But that's just picked back in. It's all good, he says. But yeah, I've really enjoyed that. But this was something I picked up quite cheap. The one that I've really enjoyed restoring is Thunderhawk here. Now, I need to get a little bit of chrome for the wheels, but when I picked this up, all the stickers were battered, it was pretty dirty, the chrome was gone on here, and the tyres were completely knackered. So I've replaced these with some alternator tyres. So instead of saying Goodyear on it, it actually says Cybertron. Cybertron Radical? Yeah, Cybertron Radical. Now, in a way, I think that's quite a cool little crossover to have Transformers tyres on this thing, especially with the first stroke stuff going on and all that. So I'm quite happy with that. New stickers. Kind of repaired the mechanism as well, so it's better than it was. And I have given a really, really light dusting of chrome on these here. Chrome spray paint. They could do with another coat, and I might give them another coat. But all in all, I'm absolutely in love with M.A.S.K stuff at the moment. And of course, we've got Matt Tracker here as well. It's got all the seat belts in, it's just missing one bomb. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the M.A.S.K stuff at the moment. I think I've got Dave Shotton onto it as well, because I know he's picked up, I think it's Dynamo, it's a toy he had at his nan's when he was a kid, so he's into it as well, and so it's another little rabbit hole to dive down. I've got another couple on the way, but I picked up a little bit of a bargain and it arrived today. So I managed to pick up Outlaw, which is the Venom mobile command centre. It is missing some pieces. It's still got 2 rockets in there. The stickers here are really badly put on, but they're quite loose, so I'm going to have a go at trying to remove them and reapply them. Very 80s looking stickers there. I don't know if you can see them with like tape recorders and visions of the future that never were. But it's a really cool thing. It hasn't got any of the stickers with it, but it did come with this, which I thought was cool, and it's completely battered, but it come with the Outlaw box, and that cost me a grand total of £5.51. Cost of £5 postage as well, so just over a tenner. But £10 for a vintage toy. It's got a couple of pieces missing, but it's still probably in a 7 out of 10 condition. I'm pretty over the moon with that, to be honest with you. And this is why I'm loving the M.A.S.K stuff, is because you can find bargains, you can find little gems, and that they're becoming few or far between from a Transformers point of view lately. It's very difficult to find a bargain. Now, I did find a figure, G2 or G1.5 Flash. I'll try and stick a picture of him here. Been after him for a while. I've done the boss video not so long ago, and I stumbled across him for £5.50, which is a real bargain. But lately, Transformers stuff is so difficult to actually find a bargain. But with M.A.S.K stuff, and so don't get me wrong, some of it is extortionately priced, but you can find something in about 6, 7 out of 10 condition, give it a bit of love, and get it up to an 8, maybe even a 9. I mean, I'm really over the moon with that Thunderhawk. It's pretty cool. So Transformers-wise, I have picked up a couple of bits. I mentioned that I went to ordered Toys R Us online, and I picked up some exclusives. So I picked up their version of Megatron, Stealth Bomber Megatron. It is a reissue kind of retool of the Generation Stealth Bomber Megatron, which I do own, but I'm missing one part of his cannon, so I can't really transform him. That head sculpt there, absolutely stunning. Feels good. Not. I wouldn't say it's completely solid, but you haven't got to worry about it wiggling about. It's not to the levels of like Titans Return Croc and that kind of stuff. And I also picked up Skeletron. Yeah. Again, another absolutely stunning head sculpt. I love this chrome paint. Bronze paint. I think it's absolutely brilliant. It is absolutely a better figure than his mole mate. Mole mate? What? I don't think he's got any moles. Mold mate, which was, what was his name again? What was his name? Steelbane. There we go. So he's definitely a better figure. Steelbane needed repairing with. Oh God, I'm just not with it tonight. Sorry, long day. With nail varnish, with clear nail varnish. I haven't done that with him yet. He probably could do with a slight coat, but he's absolutely not in a as bad state as Steelbane was when he was taken out of the box. So he's another really, really cool figure. And both of those cost me just over 16 quid each, so that weren't too bad. I also picked up a little Legends Dragonstorm. I'm not really into your Legends figures, but I saw this for just over 5 quid in Tesco. And I thought, you know what, he's a new mould. I've heard good things about him. I'll definitely pick him up. So he's a good figure, and he's a bit of a parts form, which I know some people hate, but it's quite cool that he's actually got a sword as a weapon. You don't see many weapons with Legends figures, so that's pretty good. I am going to show you something before I send it up to Santa. Me and Dave Shotton have decided to do a little bit of a secret Santa. It's not really secret because we can't trust each other not to go out and buy the things we've already bought each other, if that makes sense. So we are going to get each other a little surprise, but I did pick up something for Dave, which I know he wanted. He's getting back into his Visionaries figures, so this is Witter Quick, I think his name. He's a cheetah. And he's in pretty good nick. Holograms are in okay condition, look good on screen. A little bit of wear on there, but I think that's just the age of them. But the actual figure itself is in great condition. And seeing this has brought back so many memories. I can't wait to get to my mum's when she gets the Christmas decorations out and go into her storage room and get my Visionaries, get my G.I. Joes, get my Centurions, even some Ghostbusters stuff maybe. So looking forward to that, and I hope you're looking forward to getting him, Dave. So I think that's it for pickups and stuff. I've picked up The Last Night on Blu-ray. I haven't watched it yet. I've bought a game. I've bought Horizon Zero Dawn. Really recommend it. Don't get enough time to play on it, but it's a pretty good game, so I recommend that. So that's it, really, for pickups. Bought a new pair of boots and a coat as well, but I'm sure you're not interested in that. So yeah, now let's get on to some of the questions that's been flying around the community and all that stuff. So one of the ones was, is our Transformers reviews a dying art? I don't think they are a dying art. I just think that there's a very, how do I put this without sounding detrimental? They're getting a bit samey. Very safe, very, very predictable in a way. I know that sounds really daft because you're taking a toy and you're reviewing it, you'll talk about the articulation, you'll talk about, oh, it looks good in alt mode, oh, it doesn't look good in alt mode, or whatever it might be. But they are very much the same video with a different toy in, and that's okay. That's okay, that because you're providing to some people a service, hey, look at this toy, do you think you should buy it, or whatever it might be. I just think they're getting it's all getting very much the same, if that makes sense. I wouldn't say it's a dying art, because I think there are more Transformers out there than ever to review. And maybe that's the reason why it's becoming so samey is that we're seeing so many different toys reviewed in very, very similar ways. It's a sheer volume of stuff that's out there. So I don't, Mr. TEFYTC, whoever posed that question, I don't think it's a dying art. I just think it'd be good to freshen it up a little bit and see some of these talented reviewers actually go back and use their creative minds instead of just following a really safe set formula. And that works sometimes. I mean, it worked for J.J. Abrams, didn't it, doing the Force Awakens? Very much a set formula that was okay, and it worked, and it was needed, and all that stuff. And maybe it is needed. Maybe you need to follow a set structure for some of the more expensive toys, like Masterpiece Megatrons and all that kind of stuff. But maybe if you're reviewing something a little bit different, then try and funk it up a little bit, if that makes sense. But I'm not a professional. You guys know that. I'm just some bloke sitting in front of the camera chatting away. So there we go. So I know John Grieve, or Borders Dude, or Pac-Man something or other. I forget what his name is, handle is on all the things he's got. I know he posed a question about KOs and all that kind of stuff, and I know he's really, really into his Legends figures, some of the M.A.S.K fans toys stuff, and potentially some of the DX9 copies. They look fun toys, they look great toys. I'm not getting into the KO debate again. I've said my piece on that and let it rest for now. But check out John. I think he's put it on Facebook. He's probably put it on Twitter as well. He's probably pinned his neighbour down next door and asked for his opinion on that as well. But get involved with John. He's really interested in your opinions, so let him know, really. I need to say sorry to the Collector 75. Me and him have been talking about doing a collaboration video, maybe even a series of videos, and I've been a bit shit and I haven't had a chance to finish filming and basically do my part yet, so I do apologise about that, but I am going to have time now, hopefully the weekend, to sit down and film a little video. So please be patient, and I am sorry, Graham. I will get around to that, and hopefully it'll be great to do a piece of work with you. It'll be brilliant. Other things, I'm going to Comic Con in Birmingham on Saturday with my good friends, the handsome Graham and the even more handsome James. I know Mr. Wilderness will be there with £200-ish in his back pocket, in fresh, crisp £10 notes, ready to pounce on a big third-party Transformer. So hopefully I'll be able to squeeze in and nick a bargain before Mr. Wilderness gets there. I'm not taking that much money with me, simply because it's Christmas and all that kind of stuff, and I've spent a lot of money on Fireman Sam stuff for my son and toot drivers and all that kind of stuff, which he's already got loads of toys he doesn't want to play with, but he does want to keep playing with bloody Ripley. So there we go. 18-month-old walking around with an alien queen. No idea what he is. He's completely clueless, but he's walking around with that and Ripley upside down. But I'm going to Comic Con, so if you are about in Birmingham, then please let me know and pop up and say hello. I am going there on the Saturday, be there about 11 o'clock, spend a couple of hours there. Should all be good. So now I've waffled on a little bit. It's been one of those videos where it's just more of a catch-up than anything. Apart from the stuff with the Collector 75, got absolutely no reviews planned. Got absolutely nothing planned moving forward for the channel as such. I'll probably just play it by ear, because I think that's where some of my best videos do come out, is when you can spend weeks and weeks planning a video and it can still be a pile of tat, or be the same video that you've made over and over again. This is why I just certainly go in and do this, and if there is a little bit of waffle, there is a little bit of waffle. But anyway, I've been Zort Rider. I hope you've enjoyed this little video. I'm sorry I keep knocking this thing. It's just because the laptop's sitting on it. And I'll speak to you soon.